Hello everyone, my name is PJ and welcome back to my Let's Play of Demon's Souls, Part 10. It's been like a week since I last played this game. I've been very sick. I'm still just a teeny bit sick. My nose is still a little runny, little bit. I'm still kinda congested. I'm gonna be clearing my throat and coughing a lot, but I'll mute myself when I do. I've mostly forgotten where I left off, but I know I haven't beaten the first boss of any level except for World 1. I've beaten Phalanx, I know that. And I'm pretty much ready to start taking on the bosses of these levels, because I did all the farming that I really felt like doing over the course of the past week. I even played as a second character, just to try on online mode and see if I could get summoning or invasions to work. I couldn't. Even though the servers are still up, they just aren't active. They're way more active in all of the sequels. But Demon's Souls is just kind of the runt of the litter. But anyway, first things first. You'll notice that Ostrava is back in the Nexus, since we rescued him in 1-2, so we can talk to him more. He'll have more to say each time you rescue him, as long as you actually come back and talk to him. It's not required, though.
Here in Boletaria, we speak of the legend of the two swords and the last hero. The two swords are Demonbrand and Soulbrand. One sword banishes that which befouls man, and the other banishes man himself. The last hero is old King Doran. King Doran is the Everlasting One, founder of Boletaria and protector of the two swords. Of course, only according to legend. But in the dark state of our land, legends are all we can depend upon.
Yeah, so he mentioned Old King Doran, which is a character that we've seen in loading screens a few times. He's the guy with the jade-looking armor and the mask. He says he's the Everlasting One, so he's immortal, somehow. And he's the guardian of two swords, Demonbrand and Soulbrand, both of which are, of course, swords that we can get. But Ostrava seems to think that it's only a legend. Now, I'm pretty certain Ostrava believes in that legend, and I have a good reason for saying that, but it'll become apparent later, much later, once we have finished with World 1. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is, I don't think I ever read to you the description of the Ring of Gash Resistance. So let's just take a look at it. A soft ring bearing a bright red seal increases resistance against bleeding. Made by Gary, a friend of Sage Freak, the Visionary, who is known for his magical handicrafts. The seal's design is a fissure. Okay? So another ring made by Gary, and I think I picked this up in World 1. So we've found Gary's stuff in a whole bunch of different worlds so far, so whoever he was, he got around a lot. I'm pretty sure we don't meet Gary in this game. But we have met Sage Freak, though we're not ready to free him just yet. The other thing I forgot to do was I forgot to read the description of the Phalanx Archstone warp selection. Archstone of the Demon Phalanx. Past the huge Boletarian castle gates lies the cliff pathway, now a feeding ground for dragons, which leads to the inner ward where the knights live. Yeah, so I'm gonna go back to this place, and today, even though I'm not 100% certain if I'm prepared to do this, I probably am, but today I want to kill the red dragon. Okay, so I'm just going to go over a couple more things, just because I don't remember what all I've gone over. It's been a week. I got my winged spear to +7. I used the one chunk of sharpstone I got. I don't remember where I got it, but I used it and got my spear to +7, so that's cool. This thing, oddly enough, this thing was the same strength as my long spear +6 when I got it to +5. So it's like it's one tier above it, you know? Also, while I was playing over the course of the past week, I frequently got this weird sound bug, where the sound would fall behind. I don't know what was causing it. It wasn't my copy of the game, because I have two copies here, one of which I'm borrowing, and it happened on both copies. So it might be my PS3, I'm hoping it's not my PS3. It might have been the fact that I was playing online. I'm hoping it's just the online thing. And here's our friend, who's not going to be around for much longer. And once that red dragon dies, he stays dead. Also, Ostrava is still here. Even though we met him in the Nexus, he always comes back to 1-2 and fights the goons down below. But he can handle himself just fine. Okay, so we're here. The first thing I did was I gave myself the fragrant ring so that I can regain my MP slowly over time. Because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to use my catalyst here to cast Soul Arrow at it as much as I can. Assuming I can get the timing right. And then once I'm completely out of MP, I'll switch to using arrows. Well, that didn't work. Okay, I remember the timing told me was I had to cast a spell just before he was within lock-on range, and then lock on to him. I think I hit him. I saw his health bar pop up. Oh yeah, I got him. Did about 20 something. He has about 1300 something health, so this is gonna take a while. So, since I was sick, and wasn't much in the mood to play video games or draw or anything, I got 20 damage in the dot. I was watching a shit ton of movies, as well as other things. First movie I watched was the original Metropolis, not the Osamu Tezuka one, the black and white one that was recently restored just a few years ago. After they found like a better copy of it. That movie was freaking weird. But I can see where Tezuka's Metropolis got its inspiration from. Although in his version, the robot girl was a good guy. Oh wait, wasn't it a robot boy in the manga? I think it was only in the anime movie based on the manga that it was a girl. But it still had pretty much the same themes. And it had Rock in it. Rock Holmes, like almost all of Tezuka's work. Rock Holmes is the Gilgamesh of the Tezuka-verse. Then I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time ever. And, wow. That was a trip. Like a literal acid trip. And of course, I, like many other people, had absolutely no idea what the fuck happened, and had to look it up. I found people talking about it in forums, and I read the Wikipedia article on Space Odyssey theories, because that's a thing. And, like with all niche fandoms, Space Odyssey has a lot of people who basically treat anyone who doesn't love the movie like shit. Like, oh no, you have to watch the movie at least 5 times before you can truly understand and appreciate it. And if you don't get it, you have the intelligence of a 5-year-old. Why would you say things like that? Why would you be that big of a douche? Personally, if I don't understand a movie after watching it twice, then it's probably not the kind of movie I enjoy. I mean, it was an okay film. I liked the opening part with the primates. And I liked the chapter with HAL 9000. But it was just the ending. The last part with like the 10+ minute flying through all the weird psychedelic colors. What the fuck even happened? I mean, I've read the theories. I know what people think happened. But I also know that their theories aren't completely valid because even the original creators don't really know what happened. It's not like the movie was based on a book either, because the book and the movie were written at the same time. And it did go on to spawn 3 more books, but there's only been 1 more movie since. Supposedly it makes a lot more sense to the people who've read the books. But even they don't shed much light on things. So anyway, after that, the next movie I watched was Anastasia, the Don Bluth movie. And that was my first time watching it, and it was an okay film. There's just one little problem with it. A problem with a silver lining, though, and that was the villain, Rasputin. He did not need to be in that movie. If he wasn't in that movie, the plot would have been exactly the same. They could have just said that bandits attacked the castle when Anastasia was a kid, and not him. He never had to come back. He just didn't have much of a presence in the film. But it's thanks to Rasputin that we got the best part of the entire movie, and that was his song, In the Dark of the Night. I just downloaded that last night. Listened to it like a dozen times. I love that song. It's like one of my favorite villain songs ever. Better than most Disney villain songs. After that, I watched Coraline for the first time ever. Most of these are first time evers for me. In fact, all of them are, I think. No, there's one movie. A couple movies in this bunch that I've seen before. But yeah, Coraline's a great film. I just wish that people nowadays didn't think that all stop-motion movies need to be horror-themed. I mean, pretty much the only time you get a stop-motion film that isn't horror-themed is when it's claymation and it's Wallace and Gromit. Okay, out of MP. Time to switch to my bow. About 250 arrows for this occasion. Let's see, next I watched Meet the Robinsons, which was an okay movie, but the more I think about it, the more that film has so many fucking plot holes. Like, spoiler warning, by the way, if you haven't seen Meet the Robinsons and actually care about spoilers, but the people in that family should have recognized Lewis. Especially Franny. She should know what her boyfriend looked like. Not to mention the grandparents. I mean, I can forgive the weird time travel business, how the future changes fluidly on the go as they change it. But the whole business about Lewis's own fucking relatives and not recognizing him doesn't make any goddamn sense. Then I watched Sausage Party, which, if you don't know, is an adult CGI animated film. Think Food Fight, but made to be as raunchy and sexual and quote adult unquote as possible. It is the highest grossing adult animated film since South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, which held the record for many, many years. And it was okay. I mean, I'm not going to really try and delve into the story and figure out whether or not it makes sense, because I don't think that was the point of the film. But if you're just looking for a screwy time, if you just want something to laugh at, then it's an okay movie. I mean, I'm not going to say it's the best movie ever made, nor will I say it's the best adult movie ever made. But the animation was good. The characters were all interesting. I just really don't have anything else to say about Sausage Party. It was okay. I'd probably watch it again. Not on my own, but maybe to show it to somebody else. Then I watched Hellraisers 1 and 2, which are apparently based on books. A lot of things are based on books, but I never expected Hellraiser to be based on books, because they just kind of fell into the same, you know, boogeyman genre of horror films back in the day, like in the same vein as Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, that kind of stuff. But Hellraiser's an okay film as well. It's got really good special effects that don't look particularly cheesy, except they have those weird hand-animated lights that you tend to see in 80s films. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. What surprised me a lot was the fact that Hellraiser is still going today. I thought it was just the first two films. That's all I ever heard about. But no, it's got like a dozen movies. And there's another one coming out like next year. And I had no idea. I hope my dad doesn't find out. He'll want to see it. He'll probably want to get caught up on all the Hellraisers. Now, I wouldn't mind seeing the rest of the Hellraisers. I just hope it doesn't suffer from the same rot as all of the other horror film series do. Especially Puppet Master. I mean, Puppet Master was a B series to begin with, but the first three films were okay. Especially the third one. I love the third one. That's the best in the series for me. I own the first 9 films on DVD. I just have not gotten around to watching the 9th. I don't know why, I just kinda got sick of it after the 8th movie, which was nothing but a huge recapping flashback film. It was a clip show made into a movie in order to summarize the events of 7 B-movies. It was a piece of shit, and it's probably what made me stop watching the series. But if you ever watch any Puppet Master films, watch the 3rd one. Oh, watch the first one. You can skip the 2nd one if you want. And then after I watched all 8 of those films... Oh! Oh, I killed it! I didn't even... Where'd it go? Interesting. Small Flame Scale Demon Soul 1. So, wait a second. That thing was a demon? Dragons are demons in this universe? What? Let's take a look at it. The soul of the demon Red Flying Dragon. It radiates a strong power. Really? Dragons are demons in this universe? Well, they definitely changed that in the sequels. Because starting in Dark Souls 1, like immediately in Dark Souls 1, they even explain it in the freaking opening cutscene. There's a big difference between dragons and demons. Well, I guess that's one of the many discrepancies between the series games, is because they tend to give different origin stories to the same things. But yeah, I did it. I killed the red dragon. That's the first time I ever did that in this game. And now the red dragon's gone forever. If I wanted to, I could go back to that cliff in 1-1 and pick up the rest of the items it was guarding. Why did I just get 9 souls? No, Strava must still be down there killing things. Yeah, I hear him walking around down there. It's always so creepy. Okay, so that didn't take that long to do. It took like 15 minutes. It's not so bad. Yeah, but as I was going to say, after I finished watching the first 8 films, I binge-watched the last 2 seasons of BoJack Horseman. I'd already watched the first 2 seasons slowly over the course of a couple weeks, but now I actually had the opportunity to watch the rest of it. And oh my god, let me tell you, I have seen all of Futurama, Family Guy, American Dad, The Cleveland Show, South Park, all of the big-name adult shows. BoJack Horseman's better than all of them. It's actually a good show. Like, really, really good. I'm not saying that South Park is a bad show. Or American Dad. Family Guy is funny, but I'm not gonna say it's a good show. But the point is, BoJack Horseman is a great show. The thing about it, though, is that people call it a sitcom, but it doesn't even have to be funny to be good. It's just that good. If all of the jokes were taken out of it, it would still be amazing. I call it an animated drama. All of the characters in that show are great. All of them. If you have Netflix, and you have not seen BoJack Horseman, give it a watch. Just watch like the first 4 episodes. 4 episodes at least. And if you're not hooked by then, you can stop watching. But there's only 4 seasons. Each one's only 12 episodes. It's 48 episodes. Each episode is your standard 20 to 24 minute length. Just give it a shot. Now I'm on the bridge where we first met the Red Dragon. Well, in person anyway. We saw the Red Dragon in the cutscene that played when we first got here. But this was the first place where it actually tried to fuck us over. And now it's gone. And it's never coming back. At least not until New Game Plus. But there's still the Blue Dragon, which I mistakenly referred to as pink when I first saw it, because it looked kind of pink from a distance. It's got some pink on it, I think. But we're going to go see him right now anyway, so we'll see. And that's pretty much it. Now that I've finished watching BoJack Horseman, I've started watching Cowboy Bebop, which I watched a few episodes as a kid back when it was on Adult Swim and Toonami and all that. But this is my first time actually sitting down watching all of the episodes in order. Okay, so yeah, that's the Blue Dragon. Not a lot of blue on it, but that tail is incredibly deadly. You get hit by that tail, you're probably gonna die. But we can get some of these items without worrying about the tail. Renowned Soldier Soul, Renowned Soldier Soul, Purple Flame Shield. Man, I already got one of those. Ring of Flame Resistance. Okay, there's only one item left. If I really wanted to, I could run out there and grab it. Okay, the tail seems to follow a very strict pattern. Uh-oh. Okay, I didn't realize that it would act differently when I got closer. Fuck. Okay, well, let me just go back up and grab my souls real quick. I guess I'll have to leave that last item for later, because I'm not ready to kill the blue dragon. Because that's not the only place we'll see the blue dragon, and I want it to be able to antagonize me when its time comes. Okay, I think I can take the fragrant ring off. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop wearing the cling ring, at least for a while, because I don't want to get too used to having it on. Because there are more useful rings that I could be wearing. As soon as I kill these guys, I'm gonna read the Ring of Flame Resistance. Okay, let's see. A soft ring bearing a deep red seal increases defense against fire. Same thing, made by Gary. The seal is designed as a flame. How many of these rings are made by Gary? Ring of Flame Resistance, Ring of Gash Resistance, Ring of Magical Sharpness, Ring of Magical Dullness. Well, just those 4. And each one is characterized by a kind of seal. Kind of reminds me of the game Jewel Master for the Sega Genesis. If any of you guys have ever heard of that. This is a pretty cool game. You're given a whole bunch of jewels, well, rings, that is, rings, and you can mix and match them on each of your hands. 2 rings to a hand. It's kind of like mixing powers in Kirby 64. Like you get a flame ring and a wind ring or whatever, and you combine them, and it creates different effects. And you can use all those different effects to solve different situations, overcome different obstacles. I'm actually kind of glad I killed that red dragon this early and got that Ring of Flame Resistance. Because there's a very powerful fire elemental boss that many consider to be the toughest in the game. And that ring will definitely be helpful there. I just hope my bloodstain isn't in the exact same spot that I died in. That would suck. Given how long I was standing there, it'll probably end up being just short of the tail's range. Yeah, there we go. Well, mysterious item. I guess I'll just have to figure out what you are later. I mean, I could just pelt this thing with arrows now, but I don't want to kill it. I'm certain I can live without it. Maybe it's not even that special. Maybe it's like a pure stone of some kind. Anyway, let me get my talisman back on. Cast Evacuate. Gonna go spend my souls real quick. Assuming this is even enough to level, I forget how much it costs for me to level now. About that number, actually.
Soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel.
Okay then, with that taken care of, back to the Phalanx Archstone, because today, we're finally going to be taking out an actual boss. I know some people might consider that red dragon to be a boss, since it drops its own soul and all that, but I'm talking about a real boss. An Archstone boss. By the way, I did find out that there is an item in this game that has the same effect as the Evacuate miracle. It's called a Shard of Archstone, and it's extremely rare. In the sequels, the item would be called the Homeward Bone, and it would be way, way more common. So common that people don't even bother with the miracle of the same effect. Whereas in this game, it's actually way more convenient to use the miracle. Honestly, it's a better system in my opinion. By making a purchasable, consumable item that's really, really, really easy to get, you make the miracle useless. And who would ever waste a miracle slot, or a spell slot, equipping something like that, when they can just have the item in their inventory? And there is no item burden in any of the sequels, so you can carry a full stack of them on you at all times, and it won't hinder you at all. So, no more red dragon. You can run across this bridge all willy-nilly, not have to worry about a thing. Honestly, you could probably kill the red dragon as soon as you get here. The only minor downside to the red dragon being gone now is that you had to deal with all these enemies yourself now. Not that they're even a threat. I mean, they can't be a threat. If they were a threat, they'd be worth more souls. And then you could just let the red dragon do all of your farming for you. Which is actually a very effective farming method in the later games. There are dragons in those games, and you can let them kill enemies for you and just get a ton of souls from doing nothing. Basically, you just run around. I heard a crystal lizard back there. There must be one under the tower. Or under the wall, that is. But I'll need to be able to open this locked door over here in order to get into it. God, I'm so strong. These things are nothing to me. Yeah, I hear it. But I can't open this door. Not without the key. Unless what I'm hearing is coming from upstairs. Wait, I killed you already. Didn't I? How did your... Wait. Your respawn counter starts at 1, but it goes up every time I beat a boss. Which means, after I killed you the first time, it only went down to 1. Which means you still had another respawn. 2 large heartstone shards. Yeah, by the way, I tested this with my other character. It seems like the crystal lizard's drops are kind of guaranteed. Like, there's actually no point in quitting or anything like that if you get a bad drop, because there's actually no way to alter it. I don't know, that's just what I gathered. Because the new character that I made dumped luck. I didn't focus on luck at all. And I've already deleted this character, by the way, so I can't even show it to you. But that character dumped luck and still got the same exact drops from every crystal lizard. So, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, for this boss, I'm going to equip the Ring of Magical Dullness to raise my magic defense. Because having lower magic power shouldn't affect enchant weapon at all. Yes, I'm just going to enchant this spear and walk right on in. Now, in the past, whenever I've done musical highlights, I usually just stand there with the game paused or something of that sort and just let the music play and let you listen to it. But in situations like this, where the game can't be paused, the only thing I can do to give you a musical highlight is to pause the video itself and just let you listen to the music. I'm going to let you guys decide whether or not you like that. If I hear no opinion whatsoever, I'm going to keep doing it, but only when absolutely necessary. I'm thinking of even making some original artwork to display whenever I have a paused musical highlight, and this is going to be the only one I do for this series. I wanted to do one for the Phalanx's boss theme, because I really like that one, and if I'd known how cool it was before I started playing, I would have done one for the Vanguard's boss theme as well. But this is going to be the only one I do a musical highlight for. And some people think this song is silly, but I've always thought it was cool. I've always thought it was very epic. I'll let you decide for yourself. So, here we go. Enchant my weapon, get my shield out, and go on in. That is a big night. Yeah, and the fat officials are here. Controlling these guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed that song, because now we're fighting the Tower Knight. And this guy is big, and there's a ton of archers shooting at you. For the time being, though, just ignore them and kill the archers. Sorry, ignore the Tower Knight and kill the archers. Yeah, the Tower Knight will shoot magical spears at you, which is why I raised my magic defense. Yeah, but let's just kill all these archers. And try not to let the Tower Knight shoot you. For the most part, the Tower Knight can't hit you from most angles. He really just has that attack so he can try to hit you when you're far away from him, because he's really slow. He doesn't walk very fast. Even for a creature of his size. Luckily, I've got my shield, so I can keep it up while I spear these guys. That archer over there dropped something. Okay, well, this is a safe place. You can actually just stand here forever and nothing will happen. But I'm going to take the time to enchant my weapon again. Actually, I want a different weapon for this. Since he's armored, I want my mace out. And now I can test to see if enchant weapon will work on it. It can't, because it's already enchanted. Yeah, scratch your head. Scratch. I don't know how this works. What all I gotta do is point the stick, bruh. I don't. Okay, whatever. Okay, so that's not gonna work. So, time to crush this guy. Tower Knight, for as big and intimidating and cool looking as he is not a hard boss at all. Just attack his foot, and you'll see its steam coming out of it, like he's some kind of steam engine. Keep doing that until he falls to the floor. And then hit him in the head. And he takes a shit ton of damage from that. Bam, beat him. Easy. The demon was destroyed. Ta-da! And I regain body form. Temporarily. And I got a shit ton of souls for that. Thanks to the Ring of Avarice and the silver bracelets. Yeah, but he's a very, very easy boss. I'd go so far as to say he's even easier than Phalanx. Yep. But you come up here, we'll examine that archstone in a bit. You come up here, and you see that there's this big fog gate here that doesn't even let you examine it. You can't do anything about it. It is completely impenetrable. Now, the reason for this is supposedly because either it's being powered by the other archdemons, or you yourself simply aren't strong enough to penetrate the barrier. Like your soul isn't strong enough. And it's only when you're in possession of an archdemon's soul, the final boss of another world, that you can actually force your way through the fog. But we know that's not true, because in New Game Plus, you can go straight through that fog wall. You don't have to beat any of the other worlds. You can beat World 1 in its entirety, and then move on to the other worlds. But in New Game, you gotta wait. So, let's just go and get the Iron Demon's Soul. Let's take a look at that. The soul of the Demon Tower Knight. It radiates a strong power. Is that all these ever say? I really wish it would tell me something about the demons. Oh well. But that is literally all we can do in World 1 for now. Oh wait, what's this? Those statues. I think I know who that statue's of. Yeah, there's one knight holding a shield and one knight holding a sword. I think the knight holding the sword is actually a boss later. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't remember all the lore. So, back to the Nexus to kill ourselves. Now, I wonder if Ostrava has anything new to say to us now that we've defeated the Tower Knight.
King Alant led Boletaria with a round table of brave knights. The royal twin fangs, Valafax and Bjor. Alfred, the Knight of the Tower. Metas, the Knight of the Lance. And the brave tribesman, Longbow Ulan and his fearsome legions. But today, Boletaria is an abysmal mess. Valafax was lost, and Bjor slipped through the fissure, never to be heard from again. All the rest, along with Boletaria, have been devoured by the fog, and will soon be prey to the demons. The Boletarian Knights are no longer. But perhaps our age will see the rise of new heroes, such as yourself.
Okay, so there was a lot of names in that spiel right there. First of all, he seems to have gotten Valafax and Bjor confused, because in the opening cutscene it was told that Valafax was the one who escaped Boletaria and told everybody of its plight. But he seems to think it was Bjor that did it. Also, he mentioned a few other knights, none of whom we'll be meeting. He mentioned something about one of the knights being of the tower. And we did just fight a tower knight. Though I don't know if that's relevant or not. Just figured I'd point it out. It's like a conspiracy is going on. Okay, before I move on, I want to talk to a lot of the NPCs here in the Nexus. Mainly because I want to see if they say anything new now that I've made some progress. Killed a demon or two.
Thank God I was... If only something could be...
Okay, you still just talk about the Maiden in Black for some reason.
I can fool.
Hey, how about you? We met your brother.
Well, old Ed's still up to his old strange ways, is he? Even the demons don't know what to do with him, huh? God must have sake.
I actually don't know if they're brothers or not. I'm assuming they are because they look identical, except for hair color and number of scales. I don't know, maybe I'm just being racist. Maybe all of the people from Stonefang Tunnel look that way. They all look the same. One thing I've noticed is that these silver bracelets tend to take a lot more damage than everything else. They're very fragile, so I gotta keep them repaired. Not that them breaking would do anything though. Even if they break, I still retain their special effects. And they're not offering much defense anyway, so... I could probably just let them break.
Back in my younger years, I had the strength of an ox. The miners would always ask me to clear out the bear bugs, which I pummeled with my bare hands. But even I couldn't beat them. So I lobbed them into the lava pits. Pretty strong myself, but even I don't compare to old Ed. Man's a beast, I tell you. A man must eat dragon tails and wishing stones. If you heed my advice, you'll avoid crossing him. I reckon he'd prove a lot more trouble than most demons.
So he's basically telling you, don't fuck with Ed. I don't know how much he's exaggerating, though. I don't know how strong Ed actually is. I don't recall ever trying to fight him.
Deep inside Stonefang Mine is an ancient dragon burial ground. The bones of the dragons exude ore.
Yeah, I got some of that ore.
Deep inside the bone.
Okay, that's all he says now.
Do come back.
Okay, you're next.
Have you heard? If you are attacked by a demon, you will lose your humanity. Oh, what a horrible thought. Just what would happen then? I simply cannot fathom it.
Bassa. Bassa.
Massa.
Bassa. Okay, how about you?
Do you seek the power of
Talk.
a miracle? Is that
Okay, you said the same shit as before.
I
How about you?
O Honourable One, I hesitate to imagine your present state. Deep within the darkness, will you...
Oh god, you should just say the same stuff. Okay. And I guess the only one left to talk to is Frank's apprentice. Actually, I still need to talk to Ostrava some more, see if there's anything else to say.
Are you begging for a magic? Me? Without doubt, I made my best effort to save Sage Freak. But I had not the strength. It's as simple as that. Besides, if I myself were captured, who would stand here and recruit rescuers?
It's hard to argue with his logic, but he's still a douche. Okay, back to Ostrava.
But perhaps our age.
No, you just repeat the same last line as before. How about the Maiden in Black? Does she have anything new to say? I'm not talking to you.
I keep the candles lit and serve the brave demon slayers who are trapped here.
Is that all?
I keep the...
I guess so. Oh. I have to go up and talk to the Monumental anyway. Well, I don't have to, but I want to see if he says anything new. While I'm up there, I'll make sure to kill myself. In fact, let's do that right now. Whee! By the way, while I was playing in online mode as my other character, I did go up to see what was up above past that one door that wouldn't open for me. Yeah, all that's up there is like a big leaderboard room where you can view the names of all the cheaters and hackers who got like negative 6 billion souls in order to have the highest amount, you know. Actually, the highest total amount of souls was -1. -1. Oh my fucking god, you stupid ass people. I hate you all.
We neutralized the Old One and banned the soul arts. Then we spread the Archstones, and in order to mend reality, monumentals we became. However, man's memory of history is o'ershort, and before long he repeated his mistakes. The monumentals perished, and the Archstones were long forgotten. And the short-sighted King Alant once again aroused the Old One.
Well, you seem to know what you're talking about, so I'm guessing it was King Alant who did all of this. By the way, if you do go up to the leaderboard area, there is an item up there. It's a Stone of Ephemeral Eyes, so if you really, very badly need another one, you can go up there and grab it. So what I'm gathering from all this is that it wasn't the Monumentals starting to die that caused all of this. It was King Alant causing all of this that made the Monumentals start to die. And you're the last one left, so what exactly would cause your death? What if I killed you, myself, right now? Just bashed you over the hill with my mace. Would that cause all of reality to unravel? Something tells me it wouldn't. Oh well.
The monumentals perished, and the Archstones were long forgotten. And the short-sighted...
Okay, you just say the same thing over and over again now. Well, there is one more thing I wanted to do before I end this episode, because I am going to end it a bit early. I'm still not feeling all that great. I'm going to take out all of my soul items. Not my big soul items, not my gray demons or my colorless demon souls or anything like that. None of my boss souls. I'm going to take out all of my regular souls. And I'm going to use them, because I'm never going to use them otherwise. I'll just stock them up in my inventory. They're not for anything else. These regular ones, I will hold on to one storied hero's soul, because if I get around to it, there is something that I want to show off. But these soul items have no purpose other than to be consumed. So you might as well do it. The fastest way to go through them all, because they wouldn't add a faster way until sequels, is to equip them all to your hotbar. And just rapidly tap square. I'm not entirely certain what the point of soul items is. It's like, it's pretty much just a container for souls that once you break it open, they're out in the open. And if you die, and then die again before picking up your bloodstain, then they're gone. Really, I don't know why anyone would use these outside of the Nexus. You can use them as carefully as you like, but there's no way to know exactly how many souls each one is worth, unless you either experiment or look it up. Like, write them down each time you find when you use it, and you write down how much it's worth. They wouldn't actually tell you how many souls each of these items is worth until the last game in the series. You think that's fucking long enough? So each of these renowned heroes' souls seems to be worth 1,000. And then storied soldier's soul, which are worth 2,000. Okay. How did I do that? Did I just use... I thought I only had 2 of those.
Which are worth 2,000. Okay.
Well, whatever. Now I have enough to level up at least twice more. So, intelligence. And then... Ooh, finally! I finally get 1 point of safer landing. You gotta get your dexterity up to 17 in order to get one. Ooh. Basically, what this does... It's either measured in pixels or feet. It increases the distance that you can fall before you take damage. But it does not prevent you from instantly dying from any fall that is meant to kill you. Like, let's assume that the distance to kill you is 1,000 pixels. If you fall 999 pixels, you won't die. But if you fall 1,000 or more, then you will die, even with maximum dexterity. Just, the falls in this game are specifically designed for that. Like, this is a fall that you ought to die from, and there's no way to prevent it. Well, that's that, and I've still got 7,000 souls left over. And I finally went and fought another boss. So, there's probably going to be a lot more of that in the near future, lots more boss killing. And that is all the time I have for today's episode. So, thank you all so very much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I really appreciate it. If you want to support me on Patreon, there'll be an end card at the end of the video, and a link in the description below, alongside links to my social media. So, I'll see you all in the next video. Yep, so basically they're telling us to go out and look for a crescent-shaped island, which, since we have a world map, shouldn't be any problem for us. But the 2 greatest scientists in the world can't figure it out. Look at a globe. You have a globe.